Previously on Deck of Many Aces.
Morgan's going to pull the notebook out and start writing an apology letter in advance to try and get ahead of this. I heartily apologise for our recent bad decision making that rapidly spiralled out of control.
I happen to think, if between friends, I happen to think she's a wee bit unstable. And as you get closer, you see a young-looking gnome with like a shock of like bright green hair, talking animatedly at a very, very unimpressed police gnome on the other side of the counter. You're not doing your job. I don't understand. How many times I need to tell you? He's been murdered. I don't understand. Please, just like somebody help me. And policewoman on the other side is like, Miss Keats, we have spoken to you multiple times. The investigation is closed. I'm sorry for your loss. You get the distinct impression that Felicity Keats is not telling you the whole truth. To Deck of Many Aces, an actual play podcast made with actual asexuals. I keep wondering at what point I should switch that to aromantics and asexuals, because it's a bit more of a mouthful, but I do feel like we need to make sure that the arrow rep is there. But anyway, we are a group of people who identify as somewhere. Yeah, that is going to drive my brain insane. Like,
Which
I
one
can
will it be
barely
today?
run a campaign.
No, but we do two sessions at a time, so like you can just be like first session,
That's
this
true.
one, second session, this one.
Aromantics.
Yeah.
I think you barely remember. I can't even think of the things he can't remember, so...
I'm gonna argue off topic and we should continue.
Katie can't remember that for.
We're getting so off track. Ellie, what's your name? And what
It's
Go,
fine.
go.
It's all cool. We are a group of people who identify as somewhere on the aromantic and or asexual spectrum, and the aromantic bit is equally as important. Just putting it out there because I want people to know that. We're playing 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons.
With a twist. Dungeons and Dragons. Every character's past, present, and future is based on a card drawn from the deck of many things. I'm Ellie. I use she, her pronouns, and I will be your DM today, your demisexual...
Moose.
mammogram.
Ooh,
You can tell this is the second recording of the day because Ellie doesn't have a second thing prepared.
You
Demisexual moose.
I said mammogram.
If you have
I might use moose next time though. That's a good one.
if you have breastises, you should, and you're an adult, you should go get them checked out occasionally and check yourself because breast cancer is
That
a
is
serious
true.
thing
Yes.
and can affect people of multiple sexes and genders.
Yes.
And ages.
Please. And ages.
No, only one
please.
age. It's a little dangerous age.
When you
And it's
turn
this one.
25.
You get breast cancer when you're 28 or not at all.
Hello.
Right. Introduce yourselves.
My name is Am, and I play Tasia Atherdale, the Battlemaster Fighter and Party Tank. We both use she, her pronouns, and Tasia is very interested in this mystery. I feel like she's the kind of person who read like a lot of like whatever the fantasy Nancy Drew version is when she was a kid. Got really into it.
Nancy Drew.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, legally distinct Nancy Drew.
Nancy Drew. No, I love it.
Eiriol, could you knock up some Nancy Drew cover art for the
Oh, God.
Thank you.
I've got so much art to make. It's gonna be so much bad Photoshop art to make.
Can it be Nantasy Shrew? Can she be a shrew?
Hi everyone, I'm excited to play Dungeons and Dragons, and I will now pass it on to my co-star, Miss Chloe.
Hello, I am Chloe, and I am playing Raina, who is a tabaxi bard. We both use she/her pronouns. Raina's feeling a little uncomfy at the moment. Mostly because she accidentally charmed someone, and also because of police. But we won't get into that. She's not a criminal. She's actually not.
I'm so sorry if you heard any of that. I just, fully breathed whilst drinking water.
Well, I think Discord cut it out.
Slowly, dying in the corner.
I think Discord cut it out, so you're the only one that's going to have to deal with that.
You'll have to isolate the audio for the behind the scenes stuff. I can't think of the name.
Put it on Twitter.
The secret stuff that gets unlocked when we eventually get a Patreon.
It's just you breathing.
Tell all of your friends about us, because then when we have enough people, enough of a following, then we'll make a Patreon, and then you can get all sorts of cool bonus content.
Can't we?
Don't awe me, Katie.
Yeah, but self-promotion.
You can get our disgusting audio that we don't want you to hear. We released the episodes unedited for no reason other than
Oh god.
Absolutely not.
Supercut of all the deleted swears.
That wonderful voice you can hear talking is...
I'm Eiriol. I use she/they pronouns, and I'm playing Delphi, who's a Growfolk warlock who uses she/her pronouns. And yeah, Delphi is supposedly doing a murder mystery, but is thinking about existential crystals and stuff in the background.
Have you mentioned this to anyone?
Oh no, just thinking to start with.
Oh my gosh, Delphi's a crystal girl.
Give her an hour or two, and then she'll be like, do you know about... So here's a wildly complex thought. What do you think?
My name is Katie. Got that part down. That's a good start. I use she, her, all they, them pronouns, and I am playing Morgan Serenity, who is a tiefling wizard, and she uses she, her.
We're getting better at these intros, guys.
Gosh.
Are we?
We are. We actually... I feel like we started from a really good... It's like a reverse bell curve. We started really well because we were all nervous and didn't know each other, and now we had the dip where we knew each other and it was just carnage, and now I feel like we're slowly bringing it back, and there's still lots of distractions. I've also noticed, this is absolutely I'm outing myself here, every time I feel uncertain about if I've done enough prep, I will deliberately fan the flames of chaos to make the intros longer so that we have less of the content I haven't prepared to get to.
If you want me to provide infinite content of completely unrelated stuff, I can totally do that.
I think that's a separate podcast.
All the love in the world.
New podcast.
Katie chats about random stuff.
All you need to do is
hour.
engineer a watch for us, and we'll RP for you, and you don't have to worry.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried anymore. I think literally in the last 2 episodes I kind of caught myself doing that behaviour, and I was like, that's not good, Elle. That's not hashtag quality content. But there we are. We all have weaknesses. We all have flaws. That's the only one that I have.
A little too hashtag girl boss for
your only flaw. Your only weakness.
My only flaw. My only weakness. I am a god among mortals.
So modest.
Ellie is actually a immortal, incorporeal organism. Organism? That's the wrong word. Never mind.
She is an organism.
Yeah, entity's the right word.
And she can do no wrong except this one thing. It's her one weakness.
Yeah.
And now you will know how to defeat her. Good luck. I believe in you.
I have to say, maybe I'm the secret internet cryptid. Maybe I've been catfishing you all.
Maybe the secret internet cryptid is the friends we made along the way.
You've been wearing a person suit this whole time we've known you. You've actually been...
Yes!
You've actually been 20 tiny gnomes in a trench coat.
20 tiny
really
internet
tiny
cryptids
gnomes.
in a trench coat.
There's that bit of Doctor Who where Amy gets replaced by a shape-shifting robot crewed by 100 miniature
Amy gets
people.
replaced a lot, doesn't she?
That was funny.
Oh my god! Yeah, jeez.
I'm going to unpack women's agency and what that means for it a bit later.
This is definitely off topic. This is
no,
definitely
let's
off
talk
topic,
about
although I
Doctor Who.
enjoy that spicy
Yeah,
take.
it's a good take.
We could do an April Fool's episode that is legit just like we get 10 minutes each to tell each other about media stuff.
Yeah.
We could host a Doctor Who
But
talk
Katie,
show.
it's July.
Katie, we already do that. We just do other stuff on top of it.
Katie, we already do that. That's why we don't have more subscribers.
You've never let me talk about Blitzball.
So,
what happened last time? Give us a recap, a little refresh.
God, I've forgotten it, and it's just happened.
right, we all met up after doing our various investigations in the university. And then we went to the police station to find Felicity Keats, who is our dearly departed Dr. Delaware's assistant, I think.
PhD student.
PhD student, there we go. The police were like, I'm really sorry for your loss, but the case is closed and we're just unhelpful. So we went to the pub and she lied to us. But we don't really know the why or how. She was very bad at lying.
What was she actually trying to tell us when she lied?
She was saying, I just know he's been murdered, and she wouldn't tell us how she knows that. She's like, I just have a feeling.
Okay, so we're sitting in this pub with her, right? So I say...
But he's like, I completely believe everything she says.
Yeah, Tosia's like, she seems legit. Tosia has maybe crush, maybe.
Ugh.
No.
Again.
No.
Tosia already has an established crush.
Little crushes.
I was going to say Tosia's not allowed, because it will break my heart.
More
if
than
tomorrow-
one is too much, is it?
More than one is too many. No, actually, no shame on polyamory at all.
But to
maybe
handle
not
on a
for Tos.
podcast.
Yeah, I'm already struggling with... I mean, Iona's in the corner. Silent.
Am's only allowed to kiss you once.
By audio format.
Not all the time. Cool, on that
Dungeons
note...
and Dragons.
Let's
On that
D&D.
Dungeons and Dragons. So, yeah, you're all sat around this table.
So,
Tosia 100% believes her.
Felicity, Mick, can you just, I guess, start from the beginning? Do you have any idea what is happening, or what happened before this?
Yeah, so basically, around 2 weeks ago now, Dr. Delaware didn't come by into the lab, and sometimes this was common for him. He's a big fan of going on long walks, and sometimes he'll disappear for a few days. So I didn't think anything of it. And then after a few days, I started to get really, really worried, and so I reported him as missing to the police, and then I just got this gut feeling that he'd been murdered, and I tried to convey this to them.
Sorry, a good feeling.
A gut feeling. Gut with a T.
Oh, I was a bit worried
Gut
then.
feeling.
Sorry.
No.
Carry on.
Freudian slip.
Yes, and then about a week ago, they closed the investigation, and I've been trying to get them to open
What
it
have
ever
they
since,
concluded?
but they won't.
Have they concluded, oh yeah, he's missing and who cares? Or
They won't tell me. They basically just said that the evidence was inconclusive, and they just decided that they'd leave it there. I don't know. I think something fishy's going on.
did they do a proper investigation? Did they, look at his papers and such?
Well, they took. Actually, I should probably go back because they took some stuff from the lab for evidence. They took a couple of our pieces of equipment, and I think they went to his house. And they spoke to me, and they spoke to Mara, and they spoke to his neighbor as well, I think. But aside from that, I don't really know what they did.
Okay.
Felicity.
Yeah?
When you say gut feeling, can you elaborate on that at all?
No. I just know. I've got this feeling. I knew him really well, you see, and I just know that he's been murdered. I can't explain why. I just know he's... Yeah.
By can't explain why, do you mean that you actually literally cannot, or that you don't want to for some reason?
Yes.
Whilst they're talking to Felicity, I just want to stand up and act like I'm gonna go refill my drink, but I'm just gonna sort of make sure I'm standing between Felicity and the door.
Oh, I dig that. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm happy for you to do that.
God, is it going to come to
Just
that?
No, that's right. Anyway,
just to be
like, if she runs, I
Yeah.
can just grab her.
Just being menacing and intimidating, like a whole 5 times higher off the ground than she
I'm
currently
not being
is.
Yeah.
intimidating. I'm just taking precaution.
You're just literally blocking her exit. That's
In an intimidating
Yeah.
manner.
I'm not looking at her. I'm not
No,
standing
she's
behind
just-
her. I'm faced towards the bar and like talking to the bartender, but just so that if she runs for the door, I can just scoop.
yeah. I get you.
Delphi, like is taking a second and then looks at Felicity and goes, "Felicity, what, if anything, do you make of this?" And then takes the crystal out of her coat and places it on the table in front of them.
Oh my goodness, this is fascinating. Well, what is it?
That's a complicated question.
Do you mind if I just
Answer.
pick it up? And she's like already kind of picked it up, and then she looks at you and she's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I can give it back if you like. I just wanted to."
No,
Right.
it's fine.
Okay. And she sort of like examines it, and she says, "Am I right in thinking that this operates in multiple places at once? Like it's existing here, but then it's also existing in a sort of larger form somewhere else? Am I getting along the right lines?"
Morgan is kind of leaning into this conversation now. She's interested.
Out of character. I'm trying to remember the way that Eiriol explained it previously, and I think it was like
we can do a bit that you.
I think it was like the TARDIS, right? That it was like that exists in the small version and then it exists in the big version somewhere else.
No,
I don't think Iris explained this to any of us. I think she
I
said
don't think that's how the
No,
TARDIS
I don't
works.
I think Delphi sort of goes, "No, it's. I can. This might be complicated. It's as if it's existing in so many places at once that it has a larger version outside of itself, but it is ultimately only the one thing, and it's only this size. It's just so many of them that it might as well be unimaginably huge. I believe. I might be off on my estimates."
That is fascinating. Oh my goodness. Do you mind if I'd really like to take this back to the lab. I've got a gravimeter and basically...
That's probably not... I can come with you and show you, but separation anxiety, I'm sure you understand.
I'd also like to make eye contact with whoever's sitting opposite to Felicity when she says go back to the lab and just like do the like very vigorous head shake, like no, we cannot do that.
Yeah, Morgan is also thinking the same thing. Morgan will. So anyway,
Delphi will take the crystal back and...
sorry, Delphi. Do you think this is relevant to Dr. Delaware?
Potentially. I'm not sure, but you never know. It could have been something.
I mean,
I'll take that back from you now, and then we'll take it, offer their hands. Right?
Yeah, Felicity like kind of like holds onto it a little bit longer than is entirely comfortable, but like then eventually relinquishes
Well,
it.
I mean, I know I don't really understand that much magic, but that was more confusing than most things.
yeah, that was. Perhaps we can discuss that later when we're not talking about Dr. Delaware. So anyway, Felicity. Back to the question that was interrupted.
Yes. Which one? I can't remember.
Yeah. Is there something that you feel like you can't tell us? Because we won't. If you did something wrong, or something that you weren't allowed to do, we won't tell anyone. We wouldn't dob you in.
Can you roll me a persuasion check, please? Hey everyone, it's Ellie here. Hope you're enjoying the show so far. If you are, please consider checking out our supporter Acast link. This is like a virtual tip jar where you can just give us a little bit of a thank you in financial form. We obviously accept thank yous in non-financial forms, and you are in no way obligated to do this. It would just be a nice cool thing. All the proceeds of that go towards things like making a web domain, investing in merch, and also compensating the lovely, lovely PCs that I have on this show, because they're great and they deserve all the love and all the riches in the world. You can find that at supporter.acast.com/deck of many aces with spaces in between the words. There's also a link right at the bottom of the episode description. Also, do you have a podcast, TTRPG product, or Twitch stream that you think that the listeners of this podcast might be interested in? If you do, then why not use this space to advertise it? If you're interested in advertising your product here, get in contact with us at deckofmanyaces@gmail.com. Enjoy the rest of the show!
Okay, I can try. It's a -2.
And I was going to say, I would suggest that somebody helps
Is that
Morgan
an
who's
act?
got
That's
charisma.
me.
Delphi will do it.
I can help her. I kind of have an idea of what I would say, but it would start with Morgan, Delphi, can you give me a moment alone with Felicity? So I'm not really sure. But yes, I can attempt.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, why don't we see what Morgan rolls, and then maybe you can do your own roll. That would make sense.
It's only a -2, so if we get like a 20, it's still fine. What should we get of 1 now? 8, so that's a 6. That's not getting anywhere.
Felicity sort of like kind of takes in the cut of your waistcoat and the way that you are dressed, and says, "No, honestly, I'm being completely upfront with you. There's nothing to hide here. I really like Dr. Delaware. I wouldn't want to hide anything from you. You seem trustworthy."
Thank you.
Morgan? Morgan? Can you and Delphi give me a moment alone with Felicity? You don't have to leave the room, just like over by the bar.
Oh yeah,
or
sure. I'll
Of course.
So Delphi, tell me about crystals.
And Delphi's like, I have no idea about crystals whatsoever.
You're holding one, Delphi.
Is that what this is?
Yeah.
Maybe you should tell me more about crystals.
Okay, so Raina and Felicity are left alone. I fully forgot her name for a second then.
Look, you were close to Dr. Delaware, right?
Yes, really close.
I know what it's like for someone close to you to go missing, and I'm just concerned because there's a lot of different ways that people cope with that. I've known a lot of people that it's happened to. Well, some. And unfortunately, as much as feelings and gut feelings in particular, they might feel very real and very, very true, but without any hard evidence, there's not much to go on. And then sometimes you prove wrong. Are you sure that's not what's happening here?
Can you roll me a persuasion check,
I will
please?
indeed. Oh, come on. I have like +7. This will be fine. Oh, God.
Don't jinx it.
Don't jinx
11.
it. I'm willing to give you advantage because of the delivery.
I'm going to use a different dice.
because I feel like that was really sweet.
You're giving
Yeah.
her real life charisma bonuses?
I'm really giving her real life charisma bonuses. I feel like that was really
fair.
That was really sweet. I'm also
Guys,
like
I did it.
a giant
all this
softie.
time.
Yay.
Oh, no, I haven't rolled yet.
Take a picture.
No,
for
I haven't
Instagram.
rolled yet. What I meant was
Oh,
all this time playing +4 charisma character, I finally did some charisma. Oh, that is better. Yes. 17 plus 7, which is 24.
Take a picture for me, miss.
I will.
Oh my god, so I kid you not, the DC was 17, so... Yeah! Woo! Felicity looks at you and says, it's more than a gut feeling, but it's gonna make me look really bad.
I mean, and Raina will literally gesture to the clothes that she's wearing and tattered up, and she's like, looks aren't everything.
Oh,
I thought she was going to gesture to
Same.
us. and
I was
like,
fully ready to do
looks
a
on
big
everything.
friendly wave.
That would have been better. That would have been better. Can I retcon and do that?
yes, absolutely. I guess, well, it's probably best if I show yous.
Hello, miss. We cannot go back to the university.
Todd's kind of in the middle of something here.
I'm just saying.
Why can't you go back to the university? It's a great place. When you went already? Did that mean you met people?
I look at Raina. I just shut up.
Toz, why don't you go and... Delphi and Morgan are having a fascinating conversation about crystals, and I think they could really use your input. And Raina will wink at her in a way of but keep an eye on us kind of thing. Hopefully Toz will...
Can I roll an insight check to see if she understands?
Yes.
Oh no. We need an in-game mechanic for subtextual
I'm
communication.
rolling God.
Alternatively, someone
The
needs to pick up
Midlands
the message
The
cantrip.
Midlands are just bad for my dice.
Don't blame it on the Midlands.
I got insight. I got an 8. I genuinely think they're having a conversation about crystals, and Raina thinks I could contribute. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I felt like you come into Delphi being so they're like rocks, but pretty.
Well, hopefully Toz...
I mean, they are.
This is correct, objectively.
Hopefully Toz will keep an eye anyway, but we'll see.
We'll do our best. Continue.
Why can't you go back to university?
Well, you see, Morgan's from a different university, and I think they're a bit elitist on who can competition-wise. Academics are weird.
That's a deception check, pal.
I knew you'd say that.
You could just tell her the truth.
What, you think I'm gonna tell her that I charmed her friend? Oh God.
She might be able to tell you that she murdered Dr. Delaware, so something reciprocal might actually help.
I can't do maths. 12.
I'm gonna make her roll for that
These
because
are
I'm not
things
sure
I'm
if
good
that's
at, and I'm rolling
a pass or a fail.
garbage.
Ha ha. She got a nat one, so
Yes.
she absolutely
yes.
beat you.
Crisis averted.
Oh, right. Well, that surprises me because honestly, I was really excited to meet Morgan because, well, some of her research has been fascinating. Obviously, the theoretical stuff is really important and impactful, and that's why Dr. Delaware was such a wonderful person to work with here. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Well, I guess
Raina nods like she understands anything she just said.
I guess if you really don't want to go back to the university, then that's fine. I guess, well, to be honest with you, the thing I'd have to show you would not be at the university. It would be at Dr. Delaware's house.
Well, that's fine. We
So-
can go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
I'll
Great.
gesture to
Okay.
the others and be like, guys. Felicity has something she wants to show us over at Dr. Delaware's house.
Oh, okay. Do you have keys?
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we can get through the door if we need to, I'm sure.
I feel weird about destroying a dead man's house.
We wouldn't destroy it.
Raina, just shakes her head at Morgan, what are you doing?
I'm sure somebody has lockpicks. Anyway. Oh yeah, Delphi can...
Y'all come into this city, you charm a person, you break and enter.
Delphi can unlock doors with her magic spells. I'm just saying that whether or not we have keys isn't going to be an issue. Will you let me roleplay or the whole long conversation about crystals, because I'm kind of into that.
Bonus content?
If Eiriol, if you have the answers, then yeah, absolutely.
If you have exposition for us, I would like it, but
it may be. I get the sense it may be a slightly pointless conversation, but I'm so willing to see.
We can always cut it out and have it as bonus content.
Sure, I'm down.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is very true.
I mean, we can perhaps. Yeah.
Well, see, I'm cool.
What words is happening out of my mouth? I don't know. So, Delphi, what exactly on earth were you talking about with your giant magic crystal stick?
And Delphi will change it to the star and say, this is a completely separate thing. This has no relation to it's obviously related, but it is not the same thing as this, and then changing it back to the crystal. It's like they're two completely separate entities.
Okay.
The glaive is just a glaive. It's a weapon.
Yes.
It takes the form of this thing. And this thing is... I'm not entirely sure. It's... this. But it's not just this. It's also a collection of many other things that are also this.
Oh.
And it all exists within this space.
Okay. Is this
that it occupies?
Is this a time thing? Is it like the same object time traveling?
No. I don't know anything about time.
Is it like... Are they entangled somehow? Lots of different items that are linked?
No. It all exists within this space. It's just that there is multiples of it within inside itself, but not physically within inside itself, more metaphorically within inside itself.
It's a fractal?
What's a fractal?
Okay.
Hey guys, what are you talking about?
You know what a fractal is, right?
Fractals?
Do you want to see how many tankards I can balance on my trunk?
Yes.
I absolutely want to see that, yes.
I think you're doing an amazing job,
Okay,
sweetie.
I'm gonna try and not roll like garbage. Let's go. Okay.
Dex.
Hey, it's feasible that Toz might have known about fractals.
Is it a saving throw or a specific check?
I think a specific check. I'll say.
Wait, what are you making a check to do now?
Acrobatics?
Balancing tankards.
I mean like acrobatics.
Oh, I see.
So something more than dexterity is what I mean.
I think you can choose straight dex or acrobatics.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably dex.
It's the same. It's a +2 for both. So 14. How many do I get?
Yeah, that does it. I think you get 2.
Only 2?
That's not super impressive, but that's pretty good.
But it's 2 for every 2 plus 10. So 16 would have been 3, 18 would have been 4.
Look at you.
20 would have
Wait,
been
she's
5.
got a long trunk. Her trunk is long.
Yeah, but balancing 2 full tankards is
I
quite
didn't
a
say they
mean
were
feat.
full.
Oh, okay.
I meant stack them on top of the tip, like dice.
Oh, okay. In that case, like 4.
In that case, stack dice now in person and see how many you can stack, and that's how many Toz can
That's
stack.
actually such a good vibe.
Oh,
That's
you
actually
made a
excellent.
mistake, my friend. I'm very good at dice stacking. Would you like me to take a video?
I'm
So
She also has
do you
so
want me to
many
take a
dice.
video so you know I'm honest.
Yes.
I am now also dice
Yeah.
stacking.
I mean,
Maybe, like,
it's
take
not
a
very
picture.
good for audio content, but
I'll post
like,
it on the Instagram.
Also, I feel
Yeah.
like this doesn't count unless you're stacking them on your hand, because you're trying to stack them on
your
trunk.
nose.
yeah, but dice
Which is a
have
very- is a
smaller
moving
area
thing.
than tankards.
That's very
They're more
hard.
fiddly.
How many dice can you balance on your
I'm just gonna
nose?
stack them on my sheet.
I managed to get 2 stacked.
Okay, I've got 1.
I have a very stackable set of dice,
I've got 2.
but only 1.
Got 3. Okay, now I'm going for a d12. Oh no.
3 it is.
I got 4.
No! 4. Okay, then you stack 4.
Cool.
Right, I think that this conversation should probably come to a close.
Okay, we're going to Dr. Delaware's house.
Yes.
Maybe for the sake of NPC juggling, maybe Iona wants to go and get us a hotel or an inn room.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think Iona goes and inquires with the innkeeper here about potential rooms for tonight. Meanwhile, yeah.
So we'll meet her here later then.
Yes. Thank you, because juggling between so there was the point where I wasn't sure if Tamara was going to stay with you guys or not, and I was like, wow, I'm really going to be juggling 3 distinct Celtic accents in the space of one podcast. Oh no.
But Ellie, you're a voice actor.
She's not actually magic though. She's very near, but she's not actually.
I have 2 flaws. One of them is accents. The other one is
what did we say?
Is increasing the banter at the start of episodes. Anyway, I keep wanting to say Tamara. It's not Tamara, it's Felicity. Felicity leads you out onto the busy street and takes you along a couple of back alleys, past some canals. It's mid-late afternoon at this point, so it's getting pretty busy, and it's quite a nice day, so it's quite a sort of scenic walk. And then you end up near, after about 20-30 minutes of walking, at Dr. Delaware's house, which is a lovely terraced house that's built kind of slightly higgledy-piggledy in this kind of like old-ish area of the city, and it's sort of like it opens up almost like directly onto the canals.
Does it seem like he probably has a decent stipend then?
Yeah, like a marginally well-paid academic.
Well, he's probably renting this place as well if he's here on like sabbatical. But,
Yes, yeah.
I mean, currently the idea is that he's dead, so I feel like it's...
What?
I'm just curious.
So as y'all are standing outside, a gnome with like bright pink hair like saunters out into the street. I'm having so much fun with gnome hair colours, by the way, y'all. I don't know if you've noticed.
I've noticed that.
I just keep picking different colours. I'm like, yay!
Is it all dyed or is it natural?
Natural. I'm going off of the
Sweet.
the elk and elk. What?
Half elf.
Elf and an orc,
Elk and an orc had a baby.
No, that's not okay. An elf and an orc had a baby, which describes gnomes and as having anywhere like a wild variety of hair colours.
So anime hair.
Yes.
Anime hair. So I was like, time to embrace anime hair. Yes. So this guy's like standing outside.
On the way there, I'd like to just take the other 3 kind of aside out of earshot of Felicity for a second and be like, guys, so the thing she's going to show us, she's a bit nervous about it, so just like be chill, all right?
I will be chill. I will endeavour to be chill.
Raina, I am always chill.
Sure, but sometimes you're not chill, myself included, but just be
Delphi
chill.
will plaster on a big smile and like give a thumbs up and be like,
Raina
chill.
just like a really awkward smile.
Does Delphi know what chill means?
Cold, obviously.
Jumps in the river immediately. Chill.
No, Delphi, no. Oh
my
she's
God.
already gone.
No, Delphi doesn't actually jump in the river, thankfully.
That was just for bant. Okay, so
Okay, bit over.
Bit completed. So Felicity leads you up the front steps, kind of nodding to the guy sat outside, and like gets out
It
a
was
key.
the
unlocks
neighbour.
door. It was the neighbour. Unlocks the door and lets you all in. So it's a relatively modest sort of apartment, but it's quite nice. Similarly to the office, it's very well furnished. There's another big wall of books, and there's somewhere where you think a portrait might have been hung at one point. But Dr. Delaware has hung a chalkboard, over like a mantelpiece.
Lovely.
and everything's also again like just a little bit too small for comfort.
As we go around, can I like just look around? I'm not gonna like search the room or anything, but just like with my eyes and ears, I guess. Just have a little look around to see if there's anything that seems out of place or like weird, like I don't know, marks on the wall or books strewn across the floor. I don't know.
Suspicious blood splatters.
Yeah, blood stains.
All that kind of thing. Yes, do an investigation check for me, please.
Finally, we roll well. That is 19.
So you don't notice anything particularly out of place. There are a few books that have been pulled out that are strewn across a desk that are like kind of
That's
open.
normal though, isn't it?
That's absolutely normal for academics though. And there's a bunch of notes which you can absolutely read, but I have no idea if Raina will understand what they mean.
I mean, I don't think I will because I'm not actively like searching the room. I'm just kind of keeping an eye out.
You're just kind of keeping an eye out. Probably should have been perception then, shouldn't it?
It probably should have been, but I think that's the same modifier anyway.
Yeah. Ellie can DM.
Oh, it's not. That would actually make it a 21.
Wow. The thing that strikes you as immediately and obviously weird is that there is a wardrobe that has like been that is sort of straining at the edges, and a broom has been like put across the handles to stop it from opening.
I'm not going to say anything until I know what Felicity is showing us, because it might be that.
Yeah. Felicity, I'm glad that you passed this, like, basically you passed this perception check in the pub, but like it's nice to know that you would have passed it if you hadn't passed it in the pub anyway. Felicity stands in front of the wardrobe and is like, right, I just want to again make it clear that this is art that I swear that I'm innocent and that this is not what it looks like, okay?
Okay, we promise not to judge it.
Or turn me into the police.
Of course not.
Or that.
I don't even know what they are.
That is entirely true.
Okay, so...
They seem very bribable.
So Felicity slowly...
Is it the dead body containing the Dr. Marius Delaware?
You really think she would show us that?
Felicity slowly removes the broom from the door handles and like slowly and carefully opens the door, and out slumps the dead body of Dr. Marius Delaware.
Bloody hell.
Well, that's certainly...
Well, someone's got skeletons in the closet, but
is Am Chisholm, Chloe Elliott, Eiriol Evans, Katie McLeod, and me, Ellie Webster. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Deck of Many Aces, and tweet at us with the hashtag DOMA, that's DOMA. We're also now on Podchaser, so if you want to leave us a review, no matter where you are in the world, you can leave a lovely comment and tell us how you feel about the podcast, and we will respond to you with infinite love. I'm in a very singy mood right now. If you want to listen to the music from the show, then you should check out our SoundCloud. I say our SoundCloud. It's Chloe's SoundCloud because she's the one who makes all the music. You can find that in the episode description, where you get to listen to the music from this episode and also the entire original soundtrack that she is creating. It's great. Exciting news, Chloe. This was mentioned in the previous episode's outro, but in case you missed it, she is going to be in a production of The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. It's going to be streamed for free on the 4th and 5th of August. You can get your tickets ahead of time, but you can't get them on the day, so book in advance. The link is in the episode description. I'll be watching probably on the 5th, and I hope that some of you will consider coming and seeing her and supporting her, because she's fantastic and she deserves so much support. You know who else deserves unending love and support? Am, our fellow PC who is also a PC on Sky On podcast, A Rendezvous with Destiny. They are our sister podcast. We shout them out every episode because we love them so much, and we're all very excited to listen to the conclusion of the Yggdrasil arc, which is just coming around the corner. There's a potential listening party for the final episode. Details of that have not been confirmed yet, but if you go onto their Discord, then you can find out, as well as hanging out with me, Am, and Chloe in particular are very, very vocal on there. We hang out a lot, we chat, we share memes. It's a good time, it's nice, it's fun. You should join us. You have already heard me waxing lyrical about our Acast supporter link, so I won't mention it again in too much detail, but I'm just here to refresh it in your memory. It really means the world to us, and honestly, like, the fact that people have been donating has kind of opened up conversations with us about like Patreon and like the potential to expand this podcast, which is so deeply exciting. So we really appreciate anyone who has donated so far. It means the world to us. Thank you so much. Next episode is out on the, drumroll please, 6th of August. I will see you then. This is another quite long one, so if you have listened to the end of these credits, have a holiday. Just take some days off. Just give yourself a self-care day. It's the summer and you deserve it. And if your boss tells you that you didn't have designated holiday and that is not technically allowed, just tell them to come to me and I will answer for. I'm kidding, please. I'm not liable for you skiving off work. On that note, I will see you soon. Have an ace week. Bye!